Greetings everyone, this is RoninMac here. Just give you a little peek at Shogun 2 multiplayer, some of the features and functions. I decided to take a peek at it. So far I think it's definitely the best Total War game of all time. Um, I had a huge love for the original Shogun that was over 10 years ago. A lot of hours on this. This has everything I loved about it and 100 other things as well. But you can see for multiplayer you can customize your own daimyo, who is the faction leader. Give them different helmets, armor plating, and then change the color on stuff however you like it. So it's kind of neat. You can customize your online avatar in a lot of different ways. You can also do your clan banner and then preset armies for combat, and then each unit in the army you can customize also. They generally default to similar color scheme to your daimyo, but you can change it to whatever look and feel you like for each unit. And then I also discovered that as you progress a little, you get veteran units which have more experience and they can get special abilities and stuff, and you can customize them so they look different than your rank and file army also, which is kind of neat. I transitioned down to the multiplayer campaign map. You can see they've got all the provinces around here. Certain provinces have unlocks, different unit unlocks to diversify your army. I haven't captured anything other than the province I started with, so I have nothing but peasants, and that costs me. You'll see when we get to the multiplayer battle, it's pretty much a beatdown, but it's a learning curve. So even though I've played every Total War game since the original Shogun, this is the first one I've ever played multiplayer online. But you can see now we're setting up my first online match. Just picking your armies. Your teammate picks the army. Once you're ready, you check you're ready. And then you transition onto the map. Okay, my army's on the field. There's a river in between us. I stood there and looked at him for a long time. He looked at me. Finally, I had to break down and move, so we'll cut to my army has walked around the river now. And you can see, like I said, my army is all blue and red like my daimyo's color scheme was. The generals in the back, I had 2 cavalry units, 1 light cav, 1 Yari cavalry, which is basically a little bit heavier, longer, more powerful lances. But my light cavalry actually did a little bit more work for me than any of the units. You can see there's the general and his bodyguard, and they've got little silk balloons on their backs that actually were designed to deflect arrows. The Yari Shigeru here, basically peasants with spears. And I don't have much unlocked, so I had to try to go with a balanced army of what I had. You see, my secret plan was I was going to bring my light horse through the woods out of his line of sight, so hopefully they could get around and flank him once the action started. And he had a retainer card that he had played at the beginning of the match, which made all of my Shigeru peasant units have lower morale, and being that virtually 100% of my army was peasants, my morale stunk, and my units are going to rout quickly, as you'll see once combat starts. But Once again, he was just on the defensive. He wasn't moving, so I had to attack just to get it over with, because I saw by his unit balance he's got some samurai archers and katana samurai, which are going to destroy anything I have in melee. I was hoping to do more damage with my bow units, but he moves in pretty quick once the action starts. You can see he's got a 3 chevron Yari unit there, which means that he's fought more than a few battles, because they've got some veterancy and probably special features as well. Okay, so we're on the battle line. Really not much I can do other than a head-on attack, because if I try to run around them, they're just going to I did set up my Shigeru bowmen to skirmish, so that means if melee units run at them, they'll fall back and then fire. Not that it does them any good. I'm trying to get just on the skirting edge of bow range so I can... Okay, now this is samurai archers are going to fire first. They've got flaming arrows. They don't kill as many people, but they do affect the morale of the units. So I don't have that unlocked yet either, but he does, and fire rains down on my bowmen. And you can see he moves his other unit up, and he starts targeting my sword Shigeru, which is really a crap unit. But I don't have samurai, katana samurai, so I'm pretty limited. And once he realizes I got him 2-to-1 on bows, he pretty much full out charges me. You can see I spread out the formation to reduce my casualties from the missile fire on my sword unit there. But I'm going to tighten them up and have them charge the katana samurai, and they're going to get cut to pieces pretty quick, because they're not trained as well as the samurai for sure. But they're going to give it the old college try. Now you can see my light cavalry did flank him. He didn't see him come until they came out of the trees, and he doesn't notice them right away either. And they pretty much mow the samurai archers down to putty. But then his daimyo sees them and engages them. I do have them outnumbered, so I just let it stand at that. You can see my entire army at this point is basically running away, just because they're outclassed on all fronts. My Yari cavalry tried to slow down their charge, but horses don't do well against the spear units. And I tried to break my daimyo out of combat with his 3 chevron spear unit there. Go help finish off his daimyo. His general does end up falling, but it didn't seem to have any effect whatsoever on morale, because the battle was pretty much over at that point anyhow. But at least I took out his daimyo before getting crushed. You can see my horses are surrounded by spears and swords. My bowmen are over there shooting arrows down, but it's not doing enough to turn the tide, that's for sure. And my sword Shigeru pulled themselves together for one little thrust, and his 3 chevron units just a little bit more experienced, so they chopped through them pretty quick. You can see all I've got left basically now, because the sword guys are running, is 2 bow units, and they're getting pursued by Yari Shigeru. I figured I could either keep running or just have him turn and give it one last go. So I said, what the hell. I already lost. Might as well go out fighting. They hop into the melee and they're pretty much useless with their little pocket knife swords. And they get chewed up and I lose. But first match didn't do as well as I would have hoped, but it wasn't as bad as I thought either. Maybe when I get some better units I can pull some wins out. That'll do.